really surprised if there is a big trending move ahead of the budget speech, because this speech could have multiple things, including tax changes, which the street is hoping won't come in. So don't think too many people will take large bets. The start, 54 points or 65 points for the Nifty, about 1/4%. Nifty Bank about 1/3 of a percent as well. So, well, it's not a bad start, in line with what was maybe the implied open per se. Bring up Nifty IT once, and then let's get the heat map up on the screen. Nifty IT about 1/4%. Seems that it's an all green day. Let's just see what's happening to individual names. Pull up the heat map up on the screen. A lot of green, very little red. The top loser is Shriram. It's Tech Reddy's, so not too much. ONGC, we spoke about how some of the oil price pullback could impact some of the oil upstream names, but downstream could do well. Wonder if downstream stocks are reacting. We'll get to them in a moment. Ultratech, yesterday's key gainer, up another 1.5%. HDFC Life, FinServ, SBI Life. So insurance stocks are doing well. Is there something coming in the budget is the question. Grasim, about 0.75%. JSW Steel bounces back a little bit. Bajaj Finance, SBI. Essentially not too much in terms of news. Not that there was too much of news any which was on large caps ahead of the budget speech today. But seems like life insurance and maybe cement are the two pockets that are playing some green. Not too much of red, Taman.
Bajaj Finance ahead of their numbers. Their numbers are out today as well. So perhaps Ultratech and Grasim both were gaining well yesterday as well. So maybe that could be a continuation there, and I think an infra play. Let's look at how the broader markets have opened up this morning, and is there some caution coming in? Well, I would say better on the broader markets actually. The Nifty mid cap 150 up about 0.5%. Let's look at what's happening with the small cap indices as well. So it's all in the green. Small cap very muted. The small cap index very muted this morning. Specific stocks that we've been talking about, they've been in our stocks to watch list. Let's see how they have actually opened. Federal Bank is the first. Manian is the boss. So they finally have a new boss, something that NDTV Profit had told you. It's a story we broke. 3.5% nearly up on Federal Bank. Suzlon, we look at Suzlon had good numbers that the street was quite excited about. 4% up on Suzlon. That's earnings impact. A lot of it as earnings impact. I would just mark out Railtel and Inox Wind to see if you're seeing any kind of a budget position, budget play building up. So yeah, both those stocks up in the green as well. Oberoi Realty is another one. Numbers were out yesterday, liked by the street. The con call was also fairly positive. So you are seeing Oberoi Realty in the positive. MRPL, the numbers were disappointing. That's being reflected. Likewise for Zensar. So the first play, I would say, is more news-driven, results-driven, because remember, you have Q1 season going on as well, rather than any clear budget play. Wait and watch mode in the market before the dust clears and we know what is coming in the budget. Yeah.
You're right. A large part of it is earnings reaction. You've also got a bunch of big earnings coming today. So from the likes of an HUL, a Bajaj Finance, Torrent Pharma, United Spirits, Indoco Remedies, ICICI Securities, to name a few, will report earnings today. The broader markets are doing okay as we see it, largely in line with the benchmark. There's not too much in terms of nervousness or aggressive short calls being coming in on the index. The broader markets up 0.5% in the mid cap, and the small cap index trading flat. Coforge, interestingly, those numbers were disappointing, but the stock is reacting positively. Now, one of the reasons that could be the case is that they've signed their step-down subsidiary DPANA has signed an asset purchase pact with OptML. Maybe that is what's driving the counter higher. I'm not sure, but for now, the stock doesn't do too badly in early hours of trade. Signed numbers were good. The stock should see some sort of movement, even though the earnings, but the reaction may be muted because a large chunk of that gain is coming from other income, which is to the tune of 9 crores versus under 1 crore of rupees that the company had last year. On the Nifty 500, the top gainer, like Tamana has already highlighted, is Suzlon with the 5% gain on back of very strong numbers. Tata Tele gains the second straight day, up 4.5%. Oberoi Realty is up 3%. Sporadically, some of these rail counters aren't doing too badly. So Railtel, second day running, sees a 3% gain. Tejas Network reported numbers yesterday. Today, the stock is up 3%. Adani Power is up 4%. Oil India, Torrent. So Power also is in a sweet spot this morning. Adani, Torrent, both trading with 2 to 3% gains. The big focus could be green, reducing carbon footprint. Stocks like Adani Green are seeing a big uptick in trade, 2% higher as we see it. Borosil Renewables is up 2.5%. that I said. Aisha Motors, Happy Forgings, Inox Wind are some of your other big gainers on the Nifty 500. On the sell side, MRPL is down 4% on back of weak earnings. Zensar numbers weren't impressive. The stock sees a 3% cut. Metals are doing badly. Some fertilizer names are seeing profits being taken off the tables. Specialty chemicals and mid-cap IT are seeing some weakness in trade. But largely speaking, it's status quo. No big runaway rally on any particular stock and no big cuts apart from, of course, MRPL because of earnings.
Yeah, but Suzlon, 5% now. So that one is clearly seeing that big move. Now, just before we get in, Pankaj Murarka, Kush, quick 20-second answer. Any stock or anything that you would look trade at open?
I'll continue with India Glycols. I know it's down 0.5%, but we've spoken about it for the last couple of days. So India Glycols 960 stop loss. Your targets will be 1100 and 1150.